Now, earlier on, I spoke with agro-entrepreneur Julius Ogar on the AFDB investment. I began by asking him his thoughts on the potential impact of the $134 million investment in Nigeria's agricultural sector on addressing the current food inflation crisis.
It's a good development. The African Development Bank is a development institution and a development partner to Nigeria. And don't forget that Nigeria is the largest financier of that institution on the African continent. One just wishes that other development institutions will key in, especially in view of the current economic and financial crisis facing Nigeria, which is supposed to be like the lead country in Africa. This is not the first time the African Development. Remember that in 2003, about November or between October and November, the African Development Bank released about over $800 million to finance agro processing in about 11 African countries. So such an investment is very, very critical. Financing agro processing completes the agro value chain. Part of the problem we're suffering from right now is because the processing aspect, the processing link in the agricultural value chain in our country is completely undeveloped, which is the reason why a lot of food comes to waste and people are hungry in the midst of so much food, because food comes to waste.
Now, with Nigeria resorting to importing grains from Ukraine, a country embroiled in conflict. Now, what are the risks and challenges associated with relying on such sources for food supply?
Well, I would say this really is a tough one. It is almost strategically impossible, and it's very difficult because Ukraine is in crisis and Ukraine itself is in a state of emergency, even though it might need foreign exchange. Of course, agriculture is one of its strategic advantage export commodities, but then you have so many competition at the moment, so much competition from other places wanting grains from Ukraine. But if you ask me, the bottom line is, well, if we pull it through, good and fine. But I am not too optimistic about the possibility of getting grains from Ukraine, or even if we do, in good quantity enough to, help resolve the problems we have at the moment.